How are you guys integrating AI into your business?
A simple thing that we do is we use ChatGPT for estimate summaries. It speeds up the estimate summary process, and it makes it more professional and more thorough.
Rapid growth always causes, breakpoints or problems. Like, what are some of the things that you've had to figure out as you've grown so fast?
Yeah, you can see when I started, I had like no gray hair. Now, like all this is gray. I had to go to Turkey to get my hairline back right here. It was up
Did you
here.
for real?
Yep, they filled this in right here. I lost that. If you look at it before and after, it's so like I've aged so much. It's a lot.
What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Shane Vigiani with Ampere Electric in the Las Vegas area. Shane, I haven't had a lot of electricians on recently, so I'm excited to kind of pick your brain. Las Vegas strikes me as a city that needs a lot of electricity, given all the lights and the strip and all that kind of stuff. Plus, it's hot. So, yeah, man, tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah, so residential predominantly, about 85% residential, the rest commercial. You brought up the strip. It's actually interesting fact. The unions out here have the strip, and then us non-union guys, we have everything else.
That is interesting. Wait a minute. Union guys, like companies that employ union workers?
Yeah, IBW.
Huh. Gotcha. Okay. So, well, tell us like a little bit about your company. How big is it? What's your guys' specialty?
Yeah, so we are we started in 2021. First full year was 2022. First full year we did like 700K, and then year two we did 2.3. Year three we did 4. Year 4, which was last year, 2025, we did 7.75.
Damn.
And then this year I didn't think that we would be able to like come close to doubling at 7.75, but we're doing $1 million a month now in the first quarter, so we will hit 12 pretty confidently, and then maybe even more. So we might double up and hit 12 to 15 this year.
Bro, you're balling. Yeah.
A lot of growth. Yeah.
What has been the biggest difference? Has it been the way you're marketing? Has it been the guys you've hired? What's made the biggest difference to you?
What differentiates us from other companies that aren't growing as fast? Is that the question?
No, I'm just curious when you look at your run rate and the reason you're growing so fast, can you point to anything that has caused it?
Yeah. Feel like in electrical, a lot of guys, they're a little bit behind like a lot of the modern business practices and service, like plumbers and HVAC. Those guys get it. Like spend the money on marketing, uh, wear a nice shirt, pay your guys commission, get a lot of good reviews. A lot of the stuff that sounds like basic, um, is really lacking in electrical. Um, So yeah, we're just doing like a lot of like the basic stuff. Just we've killed it with the reviews. I made a point right away when I opened the business that we were going to be the highest rated company in Vegas within, I think I said like a year or 2 years, and we hit that, and then we crushed that. So now we're double the next guy. We have 2,300 reviews, 4.9 5 stars. The next guy's at like 1,000, and they've been in business like 3 times as long as us. So we're really outpacing the competition when it comes to reviews. So when they look at that at Google and they see, hey, this company's got thousands of reviews and the next guys only have a little bit, they're like, hey, what's going on over there? What are these guys doing? They're doing something right over there. Let's call them. So that then just starts to feed the machine, and it creates this loop where now the machine's getting fed, so we're getting more reviews, and it keeps the phone ringing.
This episode is brought to you by Pierre Tax and Accounting, led by CPA Eric Pierre, a seasoned accounting and tax expert with years of experience helping individuals and businesses navigate complex financial landscapes. Whether you need personal tax planning, business tax strategy, bookkeeping, or financial planning support, Eric and his team are committed to helping you protect and grow your financial future with clarity and confidence. To get expert guidance you can trust, check out Pierre Tax and Accounting at pierreaccounting.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's the number one reason people have you in their houses? Is it a broken is it a like an outlet's not working, or what's the main reason people
Yeah,
are calling you guys?
yeah, we get a lot of that. A GFI is not working, a breaker's not working, and if you don't know how to run that type of call, it's going to break you. But if you do know how to run that type of call, it'll make you. So we train a
Okay, talk to
lot
me
on
about that.
learning.
Talk to me about that for a sec. What does that mean? There's a larger problem. There's a bigger opportunity there.
Yeah, bigger opportunities. So when you're going in for that small repair, they're not shopping you out generally when they have something in mind, a bigger project. They're getting multiple estimates, so you're kind of starting off at a disadvantage there because you just know you're competing against a lot of other companies. It's going to come down to price, race to the bottom type of thing. But if you're going out for that little repair, they are not shopping you out usually. So you walk into a higher close rate opportunity, and from there you're able to explore the whole home. We look at the whole home, do a whole home electrical safety inspection, and then we're recommending things that we see in the home. So an electrician comes out to the house once every 7 years. So if we're out there and all we do is go out and fix the GFI, and we don't notice that the smoke detectors are over 10 years old and that panel's about to burn down and they don't have GFI protection, and we're not being thorough and checking all these things, then we're doing the customer a disservice and we're doing ourselves a disservice, because then we're walking out with a small ticket and we're not able to pay our bills and we can't be in business.
So you guys are growing pretty fast. What are some of the there's always like growth, especially rapid growth, always causes, breakpoints or problems. Like, what are some of the things that you've had to figure out as you've grown so fast?
Yeah, you can see when I started, I had like no gray hair. Now, like all this is gray. I had to go to Turkey to get my hairline back right here. It was up
Did you
here.
for real?
Yep, they filled this in right here. I lost that. If you look at it before and after, it's so like I've aged so much. It's a lot of breaking points. But yeah, all the time. Right now we're redoing our payroll system. We're doing it manually, and now we have a automation with Service Titan. Thanks to Volca, they're integrating with Service Titan and they're automating our payroll system. Um, that broke because at first when it was just a few guys and I'm doing payroll myself, it's easy to manage. And then you got 30, 40, 50 guys running around. You're relying on somebody to do that and care about it like you would care about it. They're just gonna miss stuff. So redoing payroll, um, getting management involved has been huge. I have two great managers that support, what we're doing. Um, constantly training to keep a certain standard on how we run the calls. Um, Warehouse, we had to revise how we move from estimate to install. we're really strict about, material lists and getting the material ready for the jobs and keeping the van stocked. So we have an awesome warehouse staff out there that works, with the team here in the office and the guys out in the field to make sure that the material is flowing from order to the install date. Bunch of that stuff.
What is something that has differentiated you from your competitors? What is there anything that you've noticed in terms of the way you offer your service, or even particular markets or types of products or services that you do that really differentiate you?
I think one of the big pieces that differentiates us is the compensation plan. A lot of electricians are still on like hourly pay, and it's hard to motivate people to do better when they're on hourly pay. Instead, we have them on commission. So they're going to figure out a way to get that install done. They're going to go out of their way and get creative to figure out solutions for the customer that the customer might want or might need. And so they can make more money. And then ultimately, we're doing more service for the customer. So it really starts with that compensation plan that a lot of electrical contractors are missing the mark on.
That's really good. Honestly, dude, that's the number one pain point I hear on this show is hiring and maintaining skilled labor. So it's for you a cheat code. It sounds like has been paying your guys just like really well. Is there a lot of performance
Yeah.
based pay? Have you figured out bonus system? Like what have been the things that you've implemented?
Yeah, mainly performance based. We have a system where they'll hit their hourly or their commission for the week, whatever's greater. Um, they should be hitting that commission way more than they're hitting the hourly, if everything's going well. So with that, we're paying our guys some of the best rates in the industry, and that allows us to retain and obtain great talent. So we don't really have staffing problems. Uh, because of the way that we pay our guys, we're not having to micromanage and crack the whip and play the cat and mouse game that you would play with hourly guys. So that has really allowed us to grow quickly. When things are hourly, a lot of that micromanagement just slows progress down, and you can't grow as fast.
This episode is brought to you by 10x Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10x Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker: they only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com. What is your biggest pain point right now? And then what do you feel like you need to get to where you want to be?
Um, I mean, my biggest pain point on the day to day is just I keep getting bogged down by different things, and it's always like that, right? It never changes. As you're growing and you're expanding and you're taking on these different things, you get more things on your plate, and then you have to get to a point where you either master it or just delegate it right off the bat. So just keeping my time focused on the best things that I should be doing is a constant struggle. As far as the business, pain points with the business, I don't know. I don't know.
What do you need the most to get to where you want to be?
More leads. I like to keep it really simple. We need we need leads, and then when we have too many leads and we've got enough leads, then we need more trucks and more guys. And then when that happens, we're going to get to a point where we need more leads again because there's not enough leads for the trucks and guys that we're getting. Then we get more leads, and then we get more trucks. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Love that. How are you guys integrating AI into your business?
So a simple thing that we do is we use Chat GPT for estimate summaries. It speeds up the estimate summary process. and it makes it more professional and more thorough.
I love that. And then what's something we haven't talked about today, Shane, that gets you fired up?
What gets me fired up? Hmm.
Doesn't even have to be business related. It could be a hot take no one shares. It could be family stuff. It could be a hobby you have.
I mean, I love my family. I love my daughter. My daughter's 2.5. I love my son. He's 2 months old. My wife, Marisol. Um, that's it. There's 4 pillars to a man's life. He could only have three at one point, at one time. You can't have all four at the same time. There's career, there's family, there's friends, and there's health. And most guys our age, career and families coming in one and two. If we could hit the gym a few times a week, and most of us are trying to do that, that's your health. And then friends, we kind of suffer in the friends department. A lot of people our age, so that's kind of my thing. Family, career. I go to boxing a few times a week. That's my health. That's my release. And then friends when I can.
I love that, man. And then I don't know if we talked about it, but where is a lot of your lead flow coming right now? Is it mainly through pay per click? Is it mainly through what's the most consistent lead flow for your company?
Google LSA, we're doing some PPC. We have some billboards, but it's not really measurable. Really, the billboards, we're just starting the branding stuff with the billboards. And what that's doing, in my view, is just kind of making us look more legitimate in the marketplace, where we're kind of standing out between our online presence, the amount of trucks that we have on the road, because we are the largest electrical services company in town, and the billboards, we just kind of look like the authority in electrical right now, and we're really trying to build on that. So we're adding more of that branding stuff. We're starting a fairly aggressive radio campaign we just started recently, and we want to just keep expanding on that type of stuff.
I love that, man. Well, Shane, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Where can people find out more if they want to learn more about you?
They can call me 702-720-9545. I'm on Instagram, Shane Vigiani, Facebook, Shane Vigiani.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks
All
for
right,
coming on the
thanks,
show.
Thank you.